Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great places to live here at Western, but Buchanan Towers, now she is something special. I'm very fortunate for living in Buchanan Towers, and in my living experience, I have come across a lot of experiences that I can give on to the new people coming into Western that will enhance your living experience. No, pause. Before I start this video, this is only based off of Buchanan Towers, not Buchanan Towers East. Just note that for going on. Now let's get the elephant out of the room. That being, well, the room, no pun intended. There are about 3 different room layouts depending on the amount of people in the room, going in increments of 1, 3, and 5. But before going into every different dorm layout, there are some common appliances that are carried through every single dorm here. In every kitchen, it is equipped with an electric stove, a ventilation duct over it, a sink, and a full-size fridge with a freezer unit attached to the top of it. Every bathroom is equipped with a sink with storage underneath, a toilet that is supplied with toilet paper, and a full-size shower. Note that the bathrooms are cleaned every month by the janitors and toilet paper is supplied. The last thing to cover are in the bedrooms. Every bedroom is equipped with a twin XL bed. Note they are different from base twin beds, they are longer and they are thinner. Every person gets a full-size desk with a 12-volt outlet, and every person gets a full-size dresser. It's equipped with 6 drawers, you get a mirror, and you get storage on top of where you hang your clothes. Lots of space. Now, let's talk about the difference in the dorms. Let's start with the 5-person dorm as a base. Entering, you're greeted by a quaint little living room and a kitchen. The living room has an L-shaped couch and a little table to go into there, and the kitchen is also equipped with an L-shaped counter. This gives more counter space than you would get in a traditional dorm room. Note that because of how small the living room is, it can feel quite cramped once you get more than 6 or 7 people in there, but it is well made up for by the bigger kitchen. On either side of the living room, you have 2 locked doors. This separates the 2 dorm rooms, a dorm of 3 people and a dorm of 2 people. In the 2-person room, you can imagine you have 2 beds. These beds are lifted up so that you can shove totes and other crap under the beds, leaving for a great amount of storage. You also have 2 desks on either side of the room, and at the very end you have your 2 closets. The 3-person dorm varies from the 2-person dorm, but not by a drastic amount. At the end you have 3 closets instead of 2, but you still have 2 desks on either side of the room. You have now 2 bunk beds instead of 2 lifted beds. One of them is a full bunk bed with both the bottom and the top bunk. On the other side of the room, you have a half bunk. The bottom bunk is reserved for a desk, full-size desk. On the top bunk, you have where you would sleep. Alright, now let's move on to the 3-person dorm. This dorm differs drastically from the 5-person in both its living room and its kitchen. Entering through the dorm, you're treated to a cramped but empty looking living room with only 2 single chairs. The kitchen only has a sliver of counter space that's just between both the stove and the sink. Even for 3 people, there's not a lot of storage for food. I found it easiest to place the pantry food above the dresser where there's all that storage space. But with little decoration furniture, it is easy to turn the living room into a great hangout spot. Note the bedroom does not need a key card to enter, but it carries the same layout as a 3-person dorm from the 5-person room. And lastly, we move on to the single-person dorm. The dorm is equipped with the same kitchen as the 3-person, but with almost triple the amount of counter space. The living room is completely cut out, and the bed is a half bunk, used in the 3-person dorm. Desk underneath, bed up top. I will note that the 1-person dorms are only given to people that need them. If you have major social anxiety or dietary issues, etc., contact the disabilities department here at Western, link will be in the description, and work with them to get you a 1-person dorm. Now if I were to choose what dorm to pick, I would pick the 3-person dorm over the 5-person dorm. Just for the sheer fact that you can't fit a TV in the 5-person dorm. There's not much room for a living room in the 5-person dorm. The kitchen is significantly nicer, but it is easier to manage 3 people and it's a better social hangout spot. Now before I move on, I have a list of must-haves for the dorm room. Number 1, every dorm room needs to have a microwave. We're given a fridge and a stove, but we're not supplied with a microwave. You kind of need one of those. Number 3, some sort of water kettle or just some way to boil water. You're going to be eating a lot of mac and cheese and ramen, as the stereotypes say, and having a way to boil water makes it significantly easier. Number 3, you need to bring a broom. Do not be the person with a dirty floor. These dorms are borderline apartments and thus need more maintenance. And number 4, some sort of mop, or what we use is a Swiffer wet jet. You will spill stuff, and this will save you a lot of time. That's all I'm going to say. Number 5, this goes without saying, but basic kitchen stuff. In order to use your kitchen, you at least need a spatula, a knife, a cutting board, and a pan. The worst 3 days I've had at this dorm were the 3 days I didn't have anything to use my kitchen with. Number 6, some sort of bed topper and bed sheets. This kind of goes without saying, but these beds are not comfortable, and you need some sort of bed topper to get some chance of having a good night's sleep. Number 7, some sort of water filter. These fridges do not have a traditional faucet that has filtered water. You have to bring your own water filter. I haven't had an issue with tap water. Tap water here is quite good actually, but if you want to get that extra level of protection, bring a water filter. Number 8, basic bathroom essentials. Apart from the hygienic stuff, deodorant, toothpaste, etc., I highly recommend bringing a towel because you will not have a towel. You also need a bath mat. You don't need one. It's just very preferred. And some sort of way that everyone in the dorm can just hold their own personal soap, because you do not want to be sharing shampoo and conditioner with your 21-year-old roommate. And number 9, just stupid decorations. LED strips, stupid posters, anything to hang up on the walls to personalize it and make it your own. And finally, number 10, if you have any questions, put those in the comments below and I will try to answer them for stuff that you may need or may not need, or just general questions about here. I'm here to answer questions. Alright, dorm stuff aside, let's get it into the nitty-gritty details. Let's start with the biggest topic of all, parking. There are about 12 free parking spots outside of Buchanan Towers. To my knowledge, they are the only free parking spots on campus. They are first come, first serve, and they're very much so not guaranteed. If shockingly the 12 free spots on campus fill up, there are 2 other choices you have. There is the C lot, the commuter lot, which is open to everyone. It's about a 5-minute walk away and relatively close. The major downside to this lot is the price. It is $10 a day or $40 a week. If you want to leave your car parked for the whole entire school year, it's about $1,400. Luckily for everyone, there's a significantly cheaper option than the commuter lot, but it's a waitlist spot. It's around $500 a year, but spots fill up fast. If you want your car to be parked there, get on the list as soon as you can. I'll leave the forum to sign up in the description as well. On the loose topic of parking, Buchanan Towers is one of the only dorms that has indoor bike storage. As an avid mountain biker myself, this is the main reason I applied to these dorms. The storage has a number of wall-mounted bike slots that are all first come, first serve. To get a spot, you just walk there, hang up your bike, and lock it. Do note, you need to bring your own bike lock. In the storage here, there's also a workshop to work on your bike. The workshop is just a big desk. There's no place to hang your bike like a repair stand, and you also need to bring your own tools. The system is easy to use and puts your mind at ease knowing that your bike is safe. Let's talk about the drug policy here. Buchanan Towers is one of the only dorms on campus that allows substances to be held in the dorms, but only under certain conditions. For alcohol, the age of the room is judged by the youngest person in the room. That means if you are over 21 and somebody's under 21 in your dorm, there's no alcohol allowed in the dorm. If everyone's over 21, go wild. For weed or marijuana, because this is the federal school and it's on federal land, no marijuana is allowed in the dorms or on campus. If you want to do that, go off campus where it's perfectly legal. and obviously no hard drugs. Alright, let's talk about the food situation. Because there's a kitchen in the dorms, unlike most other universities, there is not a dining hall near the dorm room. The nearest dining hall is about a 7-minute walk away in the Fairhaven complex. The food hall is absolutely amazing and has options ranging from pizza, like high school cafeteria, or full restaurant level meals, with access to Pepsi products and an amazing salad bar and soft serve ice cream. Personally, I've always had breakfast and lunch at home and only dinner at the dining halls. Moving on, every floor has its own dedicated washing machine. Only one washing machine though, for the whole entire floor, except for the 7th floor, which has 2. All of this information set aside, there is one big red flag about Buchanan Towers, that being its location. Buchanan Towers is spaced the entire length of campus, from campus. Its distance should not be underestimated, and it was my biggest fear moving in. But in reality, it wasn't a huge deal. To get from one end of campus to the other one, it's about a 20-minute walk or a 15-minute speed walk. I would recommend if you're leaving class, you should leave about a solid 25 to 30 minutes before your class time. If that's a far walk for you and is daunting, there's a bus that picks you up at the front of the dorms and goes to the very, very top of campus. To use it, you just need your ID card and nothing else. I've had really good experience with that bus and it is very easy to use. My personal experience has always been positive going to campus though. I was lucky enough to have a boosted board that allows me to get to class in like 5 minutes or less, but I don't speak for everyone. Another small question I had before moving in was how did packages work? There's a general address for all students going to Western. It is 516 High Street. Here the package will be sorted and sent to the student's tower. Once ready for pickup, you'll get an email alerting you on your student email that it's ready to be picked up. Fairly easy. The last big topic I wanted to cover is move-in day. This was very, very easy. Everything can be done here at Western is very easy, and I think that if you're coming to Western, you will have experienced how easy everything is. The first thing you need to do is drive up to the C-lot, have your photo ID ready like your driver's license, and present it. Once you present your ID, you'll get your room card back along with your ID, obviously. Yes, we have key cards for rooms and not keys. It's like a hotel. After you get your room card, you need to drive your way to the Buchanan Towers parking lot, where we will have big totes on wheels ready for you to throw your crap into and wheel all the way up to your dorm. The elevators are big enough to fit about 2 of these in, so you shouldn't worry about how much crap you have. And the last thing you need to do is get your ID for campus. If you submitted your photo ID before the deadline, congrats, it should have been in your mail ready for pickup. If you did it after the deadline, go to Old Main and it'll be waiting for you out front of it. But if you just straight up forgot to, don't fear, for about the first week, you will be taking pictures inside of Old Main where you can get your ID card there. After dropping off your stuff and saying goodbye to your folks, you're officially a part of the Buchanan Towers community, which in my opinion is the best dorm on campus. Welcome.